This video will help you figure out how to cure your phone addiction. I'm going to give you simple, practical tips that work in the real world and which you can start implementing right away. I'm Ross Jacobson, aka The Disciplined Rebel. This YouTube channel, as well as the Disciplined Rebel blog, are all about helping you build self-discipline. If you like what you see here, hit the like button, and if you are new, subscribe for more videos like this. Now let's get to it. I'm going to divide this video into 3 sections. First, I will give a quick overview of just how bad phone addictions are for us. Second, I will give you my who, what, when, where, why method for moderating behavior, and how to apply it to curing your phone addiction. Finally, I will share 5 additional tips for how to use your phone less, which I found particularly helpful. You will definitely want to stick around for these. Section 1. Just how bad phone addictions are for us. A while back, I realized my phone addiction was really detracting from my life. I was spending hours and hours on my phone every day. What's worse, I noticed I was checking my phone constantly, even when I had no real reason to. I felt compelled to answer every email right away. When I was having fun hanging out with my wife, I would start looking at my phone and it would take me away from enjoying my moment with her. When I woke up in the morning, the first thing I did was look at my phone. And at night, my phone would keep me up late and mess up my sleep schedule. The remarkable thing is, I probably wasn't much worse than most people. The average smartphone owner unlocks their phone 150 times a day. And people spend an average of 2 hours and 51 minutes on their phones every day of their lives. More than half of people can't even go 1 hour without checking their phone. Studies show that phone addictions have many negative effects, including causing loneliness and depression, weakening your ability to focus and think deeply or creatively, disturbing your sleep, increasing anxiety and stress, detracting from your relationships. And cell phone usage has even been shown to impact your brain, the long-term effects of which are still being studied. Making things worse, cell phone overuse is often correlated with other bad habits, like an addiction to social media. So how do you cure your phone addiction? I'm going to share a method with you now that will help you do just that. Section 2. The who, what, when, where, why method for moderating behavior. This is a method I've devised for moderating bad habits. For some habits like smoking, you want to eliminate them completely from your life. However, for other habits like a phone addiction, you probably don't want to give it up 100%. The who, what, when, where, why method is a more moderate approach. In this method, you don't try to completely eliminate smartphone usage. Instead, you gradually adjust the times, places, and situations in which you use your phone until you've reached an optimal usage for you. The great thing about this method is it is fully customizable. As I walk through each of these strategies, feel free to apply the ones which makes the most sense for you. The first part of this method is the who. Limit based on who you are with. The idea here is to avoid using your phone around certain people. Start by making a no phone allowed list, and write down the people you don't want to use your phone around. Pick whoever makes the most sense for you. It could be a roommate, a family member, significant other, or whomever. And then whenever you are around that person or those people, don't allow yourself to check your phone. You could also avoid using your phone around all people and only use your phone when you're by yourself. There are 3 benefits to the who strategy. First, it is a really simple way to cut back your phone usage that you can easily remember. Second, by anchoring your phone restriction to a person, or people in general, over time you will start to form a habit. And whenever you see them, your brain will automatically associate that as no phone time. Finally, if you wish, you can even have people on your no phone allowed list hold you accountable. That is, if they see you checking your phone around them, you give them permission to point it out to you. If you have trouble following through with this strategy, consider putting your phone away or turning it off when you're around the people on your list. What? Limit by function. The what strategy involves limiting the types of things you use your phone for. Perhaps you allow yourself to use your phone for calls, directions, looking at your to-do list, and banking, but you don't allow yourself to use your phone to check social media, randomly browse the internet, and play games. If you want to do those things, you tell yourself you have to use your computer or another device. To make things really work, write out which functions you're allowed and which are not. That way you have explicit guidelines to follow. The advantage of this strategy is that it allows you to continue to use your phone for productive things while cutting out the non-productive aspects. When? Limit by time. The when strategy involves directly limiting the time you use your phone. For instance, you might choose not to allow yourself to use your phone after 9 p.m. terms of the exact times you restrict yourself to, it all comes down to personal preference. You may prefer not using your smartphone in the morning to help you start your day off focusing on the most important things you care about. Or perhaps you prefer to cut it off at a certain time each night to help you transition better into sleep. Where? Limit by environment. Another tactic you can apply is to only use your smartphone in certain places. For example, a bedroom or when you're on the couch are allowed, but then you don't allow yourself to use your phone in other places, like your home office, the gym, or the grocery store. If you have trouble following through with this, you could consider not bringing your phone to the places on your not allowed list, if feasible. Why? Limit to when you can clearly state why you're using it. This strategy involves only using your phone when you can state a clear and compelling reason for why you are going to use it. For this to really work, you have to either say the reason out loud or to yourself in your head before you pick up your phone. For example, I'm going to turn on my phone to deposit a check using my bank's app. I'm going to look up directions to Chipotle. Or I'm going to call my grandma. And then the key is to put your phone down as soon as you finish the thing you stated. Don't shift to doing something else. If you can clearly state why you're using your phone, you are more likely to have a legitimate reason for doing it. And you will eliminate all those times you check your phone for no reason at all, just out of habit. And that's the who, what, when, where, why method for moderating behavior, as it applies to a phone addiction. Remember, this is a fully customizable method, so feel free to mix and match these different strategies to form the best system for you. If you want to reference this method later, you can get a free printable guide if you sign up for my newsletter. Link in the description below. The guide goes into even more depth and also includes a free, editable checklist where you can write down how you plan to apply the method. Now, I'd like to share several other strategies I've used with great success to use my phone less often. Tip number 1. Understand the reason for your phone addiction. Think about why you use your phone so much. Next time you are on your phone, pay more attention to what it is that is compelling you to use it. Is it due to escapism? A feeling that you will miss out on something? Pressure to be as responsive as possible to emails? Or is it simply a crutch you use when bored or feeling awkward socially? Once you identify what it is that compels you to use your phone too often, it'll be easier to identify ways to address it. For instance, if it is a crutch you use when you're feeling awkward around people, maybe you can practice introducing a new topic of conversation in those moments instead. Or if you feel a craving to indulge yourself in some escapism, perhaps you can find an alternative way to entertain yourself, like reading and losing yourself in a book. Tip number 2. Block out time to do things in batches. If you're like me, you have a strong compulsion to respond to emails, texts, or social media communications right away. But it is much more efficient to answer these messages in batches at a few predetermined periods of the day. You can apply the same strategy to other things you do on your phone as well. For instance, you might allow yourself to play a game you really like for 30 minutes after you get back from work, instead of playing it randomly throughout the day. Tip number 3. Adjust phone settings and features to reduce interruptions. There are many ways to adjust your phone settings to reduce the chance of it distracting you, including turning off notifications, putting it on silent and/or using Do Not Disturb mode, deleting apps you're addicted to, moving any addicting apps you see on the first page into later pages. That way you don't see them every time you open your phone. Tip number 4. Don't transfer your addiction to another device. One thing you should be particularly careful about is hopping from one bad habit to another. What's the point of stopping your phone addiction if you're just going to do everything you used to do on your phone on your computer or tablet instead? One way around this is to limit other devices simultaneously. You can apply the who, what, when, where, why method, which I discussed earlier, to other devices as well. Just make sure not to go too extreme. If the limitations are too strict, it will be difficult to stick with your system for the long run. It can also help to try to find something positive to replace the time you used to spend on your phone with. For example, you could spend more time reading, spending time with your friends, or working out. You can't replace something with nothing, so it helps to think through what else you will spend your time on if your phone usage goes down. Tip number 5. Give yourself flexibility and understanding. Phone addictions are tough to get rid of, so things are probably not going to go perfectly. Therefore, it's important to forgive yourself if you mess up one day and use your phone more than you planned. It's probably going to happen, and it's no big deal. The key is just to keep moving forward, and don't give up trying to cut back on your addiction just because you had one bad day. Also, don't be afraid to modify your plan or add some exceptions if you're finding it not realistic to implement in the real world. It's all about experimenting and seeing what works best for you. Just make sure not to add so many exceptions that you aren't really cutting down on your phone usage at all. And that does it. If you liked what you've seen, it would mean a whole lot to me if you liked this video. And if you are new, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to get notified when new videos come out. Thanks for watching, and best of luck on your journey to build self-discipline.